Look, the SmackDown squad, the Friday Night Faction crew, we're all in the same room once again. So while the getting's getting good. Hi, you just maybe saw us.
You didn't even know what to say.
No, because I'm so
Transitions.
filled with emotions.
So if anyone's keeping track, we just did what SmackDown did last week. We're doubling up. We're recording our SmackDown review and the go home and the Elimination Chamber all at once. So we're cooking our brain right now.
So we're cooking our brain for sure right now. So we are here to do our predictions for WWE's Elimination Chamber 2024 PLE, coming to us very early in the morning for us here in the States from Perth, Australia.
It's on at 2 a.m. in California.
So
2 a.m.
So Jesse and JVL are going to be doing brunch because it's 5 a.m. for them. The rest of us will be sleeping, and I'm going to watch it when I wake up.
Wait, 5 a.m.'s not brunch. That's breakfast.
To them, it's brunch.
Oh my, them boys, they're different.
They really, really are.
Different.
The rest of us are going to watch the playback later in the afternoon / evening because I want to sleep. But we are here while we are still kind of cognizant and give our predictions for the Elimination Chamber. Currently, there are only 4 matches slated at the time of the predictions recording, which is totally okay because the Elimination Chamber matches are tending to go long, it seems. So let's just jump straight into it, boys.
Here we go.
We're going to go with the non-chamber matches first and then get into the chamber matches. So let's start with... For the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, you have your champions, the Judgment Day, which is going to be represented by Finn Balor and Damian Priest for this one, taking on our number 1 contenders after winning a Fatal 4-Way and then facing off against DIY. For the right is a New Catch Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I love our British boys, but... the Judgment Day, I'm picking the Judgment Day to retain here. Like, I think they're holding these things until WrestleMania.
I think you're right. I also have Judgment Day. I do think that these, what do we say? The Catch Republic?
New Catch Republic.
New Catch Republic. I think that does not roll off the tongue. I don't know if that's going to stick for very long. I think the two of them are going to have a great showing. I think this might be a contender for one of the best matches of the night because sometimes Elimination Chamber is kind of a flip of the coin. We'll talk about those in a second. I think this is going to be a great all hell breaks loose match. I do think that R-Truth does something weird to make it strange, but I don't see them dropping the titles here. It doesn't make sense. However, I do think this can set up a great tag team run between Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Like, we might be going somewhere with the two of them. At least I really hope so. Last week on SmackDown, they kind of talked about this sort of dissension and they're kind of arguing over the name and not maybe a little bit of infighting. They hinted at it just enough. I hope that's not true, but it's the Judgment Day. I think it's all Judgment Day.
I think the New Catch Republic takes it. I think it's because of R-Truth.
Yeah.
Ooh. Really?
I think R-Truth fucks him over, and it sets up Damian Priest versus R-Truth at Mania.
I don't hate that. But then why give the title to these two right now, though? Why drop it to them?
Because DIY versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne's going to be incredible at WrestleMania.
Oh, actually, I kind of want that match.
That's how they're going to use. They're going to use that to split the belts.
Oh, you think so?
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it's going to be used as a way to be able to split the belts.
I don't hate that. I hope but again, like we say around here, if it makes sense, they're not going to do it. So what you're saying makes sense. That's why I'm picking against it.
So I think I agree with you, Professor. I think this actually has the potential to be a really good match. Mm-hmm. I hope this match is given time. I mean, you should give this time because there's only 4 matches on this card currently.
Yeah.
So I would love to see this. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. We're only a week away from this.
Wow.
So then probably like another easy pick for me personally for the WWE Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley defending her title against Nia Jax.
Rhea's not losing in Perth.
No, I would be shocked if she lost it, but I'm picking Mommy for this one.
Yeah, Mommy retains. Nia Jax getting the title shot after when did Nia Jax just come back? Just the Rumble, right?
A little bit before that, I think.
Just a week or two.
She's
maybe
been
before?
back for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
What? Really?
It's crazy.
But I've been back 3 or 4 months. I haven't really. Well, maybe I should just pay better attention to SmackDown. I don't. Rhea Ripley's not losing in Australia. No, you can't. I think this has a potential to be a great match. I want to see how they work together. I'm a little hesitant to go all in on that. I don't know what they're cooking up or what they're planning, so I'm a little nervous for that match. I just don't want Rhea Ripley to get hurt in Perth. That would really upset me.
No, we want to keep Rhea safe because we don't want her to get hurt because she needs to. I want her to make it to WrestleMania in one piece.
She should. Yeah.
So, so that's the group consensus. We're picking Rhea Ripley to win. So now, let's start with the men. Let's start with the women's chamber.
Sure.
So the women's chamber, the Elimination Chamber match is set. The winner of this match, so what's at stake here is that the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber will go on to face Rhea Ripley for the title at WrestleMania, since Bayley used her Royal Rumble win to call her shot, and it will be Bayley versus Io, which means that the Women's Chamber, as I said, winner faces Rhea at WrestleMania. So in this chamber match, at the time of this predictions video, it's Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi versus whoever wins the Battle Royal on Monday Night Raw for that final spot. For me personally, it doesn't matter who wins that final spot because I am picking Becky Lynch to be the Women's Elimination Chamber winner because we've been hinting and we've been building the story Rhea versus Becky for WrestleMania for that title. So I'm picking Becky Lynch for this one.
I think you're right. My heart goes Becky Lynch because I think that's where it's building to. So I'm going to stick with that. I could also make a case for Bianca Belair. I don't hate seeing Bianca Belair in that spot either. I just think that's a really talented elimination chamber for the women. Like there's some fire in there, and I'm really excited to see them do crazy things. I'm waiting for Tiffany Stratton to do that moonsault off the chamber. I'm waiting to see some crazy spots here and there between the two of them. We shall see. Who do you think's winning on Monday Night Raw?
So let's see. We'll talk about that in a sec, but Minnie, before we get into the deep dive, because we still got a pretty good chunk of a women's roster left for it. But
sure,
Minnie, based on who we have so far, who do you got for the women's chamber winner?
I don't want any of them to take it. I think Jade Cargill's going to come in and take it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's the dark horse. Jade's going to come in and win.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, she's not on Raw technically, but isn't she in the Monday night? Isn't she in that match? That 40.
So as of right now, the Battle Royale for the last spot currently is made up of all the losers who have lost their match. So right now it's Alba Fire, Zelina Vega,
sure,
Michin, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler right now. And then we could throw in Jade as a surprise. So those are for sure those 5, and then maybe Jade, those 6 is who we can pull from.
Jade versus Rhea would be incredible, and we might be building there at some point for sure. I don't know. Could they put Jade in there, pull the trigger quickly, get her in an elimination chamber this fast? I don't know.
I think so, but you know what? I don't think it. I mean, I would love to see Jade in the chamber. I think that would be fun, but I think that regardless, even if Jade wins the Battle Royale, she ends up being there on Monday Night Raw. I'm still going with Becky because we've been telling this story since, I want to say even since like the summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we've been building towards these little interactions that Becky and Rhea have had.
Oh, yeah.
We had Becky call out Rhea saying that she's defended the NXT championship more than Rhea had. And then Rhea firing back with all the title defenses she's had. So I'm still sticking with my guns.
It's not that I don't want Becky to do it. I just think there's so many other people that should be in this spot over Becky at this point. No, Becky has done it.
Yeah.
Let's get somebody else in there.
You're not wrong. But again, like it's kind of almost, they're almost telegraphing at this point, right? I think with the women's elimination chamber, they're kind of telegraphing where they want to go. And yes, they love pulling the rug out from under us. And yes, they love, changing direction quickly. But I would be shocked if it was anybody else. And frankly, more interested, even though the story is going that way, if it was anybody else. Right.
Right.
So we'll see.
But I think all three of us can agree that this women's chamber is going to rule.
That's going to be nutso. Yeah.
It's going to be so fantastic. And then we get into the fourth and final match that is currently slated for the card. We have the men's elimination chamber match. So just like the women's, the winner of the men's chamber will go on to WrestleMania to face Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So there's this is, both chamber matches have a lot on the line because this is your last shot to go to get a championship match at WrestleMania. So this field is interesting because we talked about it on the SmackDown review that there's only one person representing Raw, everybody else is on SmackDown. But we have Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. This is a lot of meat in this ring. I'm going to be completely honest because he's the only Raw representative. I'm saying Drew, I think, is going to win the Elimination Chamber to go on to face Seth at WrestleMania.
Oh, you think it's Drew? Oh.
I think it's Drew because I'm still holding on hope that somehow we get Sammy involved in that match and then becomes a triple threat.
Ooh, I don't hate that. I am having a hard time picking this one. I really want to pick LA Knight, but they've been sort of undercutting him for the last 6 months or so and sort of tamping down what has become LA Knight Mania. I love having Bobby Lashley in there, but I don't see him going up to get Seth. Kevin Owens is a great pick, workhorse type stuff. Logan Paul already has a title, and there's a part of me, if this was He Who Shall Not Be Named, it would be Logan Paul, Seth. Each of them have a title. And then it gets messy with two titles. Like there's a time where I would have been like, "Oh, that's obviously."
I think this is where they set up Logan and LA Knight for Manias. I think LA Knight or Logan is going to get eliminated by each other.
You think so?
And that's how they're going to set it up for Mania. I think it's probably going to be Drew because that's the most logical.
But the only other person I can see in this that might have a shot is Randy Orton. Like that's
right.
The only other
that's
name.
The other one that like throws a wrench in all this.
I was going to pick Randy Orton. Because for me, that would have been part of the deal for him to come back when he came back during the Rumble, right? We want you to come back. Well, what do I get for coming back? We'll get you in the Elimination Chamber. We'll see how this plays out. Why don't you win Elimination Chamber and then we'll put you in there against Seth?
We'll give you one more title shot. More title
shot or run or whatever that is, right? Like if he was like, hey, I only got 2 years left, or hey, I'll sign this contract and see what it goes. Okay, we're going to give you some run here. That's why I'm picking Randy Orton, because I kind of love the idea of Drew McIntyre stewing and waiting in the wings for however long it takes for CM Punk and others to come back. Like, I don't hate that. Like, we just string that along. I think Drew can take it. I think it's Randy Orton. I think they want to hit when the iron's hot and everyone's like, Randy Orton's back and he's going to make it.
I still think that by the end of night 2 of Mania, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the one that Seth Rollins has, by the end of WrestleMania, I'm saying this now, I'm calling my shot now, is going to be Damian Priest.
Cash in!
I'm waiting for him. He hasn't cashed in.
No, he still has the Money in the Bank briefcase. So
when's the next Money in the Bank? Isn't it soon?
It's in July.
He only has like 2 more months to be able to cash in. So he's either cashing in at Mania or the Raw after Mania.
Yes, one of those two.
Could you imagine if it was Randy Orton or Drew wins it and then cashes in, bang, and then Damian snatches it? Like, that's huge plotline stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Drew McIntyre is going to win, get cashed in on, and then throw another huge fit.
I think it's Randy Orton, and I think Drew McIntyre throws a fit either way.
Yeah. Seth, it's weird because Seth's title has me very intrigued of how we go about with the WrestleMania build. because we could kind of already tell what we're getting with Cody versus Roman. The only added layer this year to this build is The Rock is here too. So that's the only, because gosh, I hope Cody wins. But the only other thing that is confirmed for Elimination Chamber, not match related, but we are getting a Grayson Waller effect talk show segment with Cody and Seth at Elimination Chamber, which we talked about on the SmackDown review. So I'm not going to go too much into detail about it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to set up something between Cody, Seth, Roman, Rock at some point. Like we might get a tag team match at Mania Night 1 and then Cody versus Roman Night 2, or however we want to do this. So we don't
the curse of Night 2, the curse of WrestleMania Night 2.
Well, hopefully they're smart and they break up the nights accordingly. Like I want each title to be defended differently, so like they mirror each other, because then you have the World Heavyweight and then Roman's title on separate nights, the United States and the IC on separate nights, the
we'll see.
Rhea's title and Io's title on separate nights. And then you run into the issue with the tag team championships for the men and the women. So,
I think night 1 I think is going to be Bailey Io from the main event, because that's a main eventing. I think they confirmed that's main eventing.
Let the women
and
main
I'm getting
event.
another phone call.
Cowards.
Randy Orton is my pick for Elimination Chamber.
Yes. I'm going with Drew on this one.
Sure. And I part of me thinks that it's going to come down to those two.
Yes, I think so too.
And I think everything we kind of talked about makes total sense to me. Logan Paul and LA Knight messing up each other. Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens beating themselves to death and not keeping their eye off the ball somewhere in there. I think it comes down to Randy and Drew, and I think Randy gets put over because I love watching Randy. I didn't see the peak of his career. I saw the very, very beginnings and the very ends by the time I started catching up with wrestling again. The part of me thinks that he signed like a 2 or 3 year deal. He's not here super, super long, but he wants to be in the limelight while he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing it for the company. And this would make sense to me contract wise. Like, hey, yeah, we're going to do this for you. Well, then I want Elimination Chamber. I want a shot at WrestleMania. Done. And they just went, okay, come on back at the Rumble. Here it is.
For sure. Alrighty. Well, that is going to be it for this predictions video. This will be posted a few hours before Elimination Chamber. So make sure to let us know in the comments below who your picks are.
Or how we did. If you're watching this years from now, how did we do?
And then come back, because this is going up a couple hours on the Saturday before Elimination Chamber, and then come back in a couple of days on Monday to see the three of us review Elimination Chamber live all over the internet. So that's going to be a fun time. But enjoy Elimination Chamber, and we'll see y'all for the review in a couple of days. Ta-ta for now.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.